Hey guys, welcome back to UTV On Demand. Today we've got some exciting news to share with you as Can-Am announced the release of the Maverick X3 and X3 Max RZR Turbo RR. Whew. The biggest news on the new addition to the X3 lineup is the addition of Can-Am's Smart-Shox technology. But before we dive in, this edition of UTV On Demand's First Looks was brought to you by Untitled Chassis Components, makers of extreme ground clearance A-arms, radius rods, and trailing arms for the Can-Am Maverick X3 XRS Turbo RR and the XRS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox, used by Hunter Miller from Miller Brothers Racing to win the 2019 King of the Hammers, and available for your side-by-side at texeratech.com. On June 30th, Can-Am announced the release of the 2021 Maverick X3 and X3 Max XRS Turbo RR. Can-Am's looking to push the boundaries even further with the introduction of Smart-Shox technology on both of these new models. Smart-Shox is the industry's first fully self-adjustable suspension technology that controls both compression and rebound for superior performance, comfort, and control. The Smart-Shox system can go from all the way soft to full firm in an average of 17 milliseconds, which provides better ground tracking for increased traction and a smoother ride. The system makes real-time automatic suspension adjustments, which reduces front and rear bouncing, minimizing body movement and improving stability. Maximum performance and comfort is the priority, with both soft and hard damping advantages at the same time, per wheel, instantaneously. Can-Am even factored bottom out and topping out protection into the automatic calibration. Obviously, this isn't the first active suspension we've seen on the market. Polaris released their Dynamix Suspension a few years back, and now offers Dynamix on a variety of different models. And Honda released their live valve suspension on the Talon 4-seater last year, and on the 2-seat models earlier this year. But as we mentioned, the addition of rebound control takes the Smart-Shox systems a step further. Can-Am has already released their introduction video on the new X3s, and given some of their brand ambassador and social media influencers the first chance at putting their hands on a unit. So we figured we'd take a closer look at how the X3 XRS Turbo RR compares to its closest competition, the 72-inch wide Polaris RZR XP Turbo S, to get an idea of how they stack up side by side. Can-Am still leads the horsepower wars, with the X3 Turbo RR models coming in at 195 horsepower from its 3-cylinder turbocharged 900cc intercooled Rotax Advanced Combustion Efficiency engine. The RZR XP Turbo S puts out 168 horsepower from its 925cc dual overhead cam twin-cylinder turbocharged engine. The Turbo RR is longer, lower, and a bit wider at 132 inches long, 72.7 inches wide, and 68.5 inches tall. The Turbo S is 10 inches shorter at 122 inches long, 72 inches wide, and 75 inches tall. This translates into a 102-inch wheelbase for the Turbo RR and 90 inches for the Turbo S. The Turbo RR weighs in at 1,646 pounds dry, with the Turbo S a little chunkier at a dry weight of 1,781 pounds. Ground clearance is identical on both machines at 16 inches, with the Turbo RR mounting 30-inch Maxxis Bighorn 2.0 tires on 14-inch cast aluminum beadlock wheels, with a 9-inch width up front and 11 on the rear. The Turbo S comes in a 10-inch square setup, front and rear, with 32-inch ITP Coyote tires on 15-inch cast aluminum wheels. Suspension is truly the name of the game on these machines, and we know some suspension travel numbers are embellished from the OEM sometimes, adding tire squish to total travel numbers. The Turbo RR boasts double A-arms up front with a sway bar and 22 inches of suspension travel with Fox 2.5 podiums and Smart-Shox technology featuring dynamic damping adjustment. The rear of the Turbo RR is a 4-link torsional trailing arm with sway bar and 24 inches of travel with Smart-Shox equipped Fox 3.0 podiums. The Turbo S is similarly appointed with high clearance dual A-arms up front with a stabilizer bar and Fox 2.5 podiums, and a trailing arm system in the rear with high clearance radius rods, a stabilizer bar, and Fox 3.0 podiums. Polaris claims 25 inches of usable travel front and rear, with wheel travel listed at 19 inches front and 21 inches rear. Polaris's Dynamix Suspension system controls the compression. The Maverick X3 XRS Turbo RR with Smart-Shox has a starting MSRP of $29,299. The Max 4-seat version starts at $32,099. And Can-Am says that these units will be available in stores in the fall. We'll have to get our hands on the Turbo RR with Smart-Shox to find out how much the addition of rebound control to an electronic suspension system adds to the rider's experience over what's already available on the market. Our test driver, Alan Knowles, has been critical of the active suspension systems already available on the market, preferring to feel and use more body roll when driving aggressively.
Alan Knowles back from a day of testing the Talon 1000 X4s. Put an equal amount of time in the X4 with the QS3 shocks and the live valve edition. We talked to a lot of the drivers besides myself. My feeling was, for the way that I drive, I actually like the QS3 better. The car rolls, have a little bit more body roll, and that's unsettling to some people, but it helped me get hooked up a little off the corners. And then the live valve edition stays very flat in the corners, inspires a lot of people, gives them a little more confidence, they can drive it harder. It seemed like the pros like the softer stuff, and the guys that don't drive quite as much and rip up the mileage were liking live valve better.
As far as we're concerned, Alan will be the benchmark for whether or not Can-Am knocked it out of the park with their new Smart-Shox technology come test time. We'll have a test video on the new machines as soon as we're able to get our hands on one. But in the meantime, remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And for you ride-on enthusiasts, make sure to check out our dedicated ATV channel, ATV On Demand. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. We'll see you next time right here on UTV On Demand.